Hello, I'm Andrea from the Creative Dream Incubator, and this is Creative Dream TV. This is the third part in a three-part series about how to stay creative, zen, and connected to your dream during the holidays. We're kind of using the holidays as a kind of boot camp because there's like so much coming at us, and there's so much in the outside world telling us like you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. There's no time for dreams, there's no money for dreams, there's no energy for dreams. We have to do all of this other stuff instead. And so by taking the time to use this as an opportunity to connect more deeply to our creative magic, what we're doing is really strengthening our creative dream muscles so that when January comes and when the whole rest of the year comes, we are in a way better place to stay on track and make things happen much easier than we may think is possible. So this is the third part in the series, and in this part we're going to focus in on staying connected to your dream. I know I say this all the time. Bringing a creative dream to life is an inside job. It is much less about making things happen out in the external world than it is about becoming, on the inside, the you who lives the dream. It's about strengthening the inner qualities that you're going to need to make this happen. Those usually qualities like creativity, confidence, sovereignty, faith, trust, courage, vulnerability. These are all inner qualities. These are all things we don't really need more time or more energy or more money to be able to be working on them now. We don't have to know how our dream is going to come true before we start working on it. Right? That is, the entire Creative Dream Incubator. Everything I teach is about how to bring this dream to life from the inside out, starting where you are. Not waiting for the external world to change before we're happy and before we're going after the things we want and before we're creating a life that feels true to who we are, but doing it now, starting where we are now and taking the steps that are possible and available to us right now. So this is a crazy time of year, and you may not have any time to work on your dream in the way that you might think it needs to be worked on. But what I'm going to do is ask you to spend time connecting to your dream. So imagine right now that your dream is real and you're living it. And if you don't know what your dream is, imagine right now that you know what your dream is and that you're clear about it. Okay, knowing what your dream is a perfectly legitimate dream to be working on. And if you already know what your dream is, awesome, then you'll work on that. So just picture it right now, how it will feel to have that. You might want to make a list of all the different ways that it feels and try to see if you can pick out what is the most important feeling. Usually it's something like fulfillment, or feeling authentic and like your life is more true to you, or feeling more free, feeling more peaceful. It's usually something like that, but whatever comes to you is exactly right. So that is the quality that is going to lead you to your dream. So that is the quality you want to invite into your day. So you're already inviting in your creativity and you're inviting in peacefulness through what we've done in the first two parts of this. Now we're just going to add the last part, which is bringing in that quality that is what you're going to get when you have your dream. I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, and I know for a long time I didn't like to hear this either. But that quality, that way that you'll feel, feeling at peace, feeling fulfilled, or however it felt to you to have your dream, that feeling is way more important than the actual dream. I know for a long time I was a starving artist and I didn't make enough money, and I just wanted to make enough money and to be able to pay the bills and everything. And I really, I would read that idea of how it's more about the feeling and the quality, and I was like, that's bullshit. I need money to pay my bills. Feelings and qualities will not pay these bills. They are getting bigger every month, and I have to do something about this. I can't mess around with like, I would feel peaceful. Because generally when it's about money, you want to feel peaceful about money, and you're not feeling peaceful about money. But it's true that working on that feeling of peacefulness is actually what makes it easier to get the money and to figure things out. That goes for every dream too. It's much more important to focus in on that quality or feeling than it is to focus in on making it happen in the real world. Focusing on the feeling and the quality, that's where all of the magic is. That's like the path that leads you to the thing, because nobody knows how to make their dream real. You never know when you're starting. Even if you think you know, you're probably not right. You'll start and then you'll change. And the creative dream path is not this simple, clear, straight line. It's a spiral, like with about a gazillion spirals, right? It's just a constantly moving thing, and it's always evolving because you start growing, right? Because creative dreams are always connected to your purpose and to your spirit, to your spiritual evolution and your own personal unfolding, and like creating the life that is true to who you really are. So it's very, very adventurous. And when we just try to pick one thing and make it happen in the outside world, we lose the immensity of that adventure. So really, focus in on the feeling or the quality that you'll have when you have your dream. That's going to lead you to it. So that's the part that we're adding into our daily creative and spiritual practice now, is thinking, for whatever the quality is, how can I invite that into my day? You're a creative person. You can get creative about how to do this. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. It doesn't have to take a lot of money. It doesn't have to take a lot of energy. You can wake up in the morning and just say, hello, freedom. I am inviting you into my day. And then whenever you think about it, you can remember, oh yeah, Freedom's with me today. I invited her to hang out with me today. I am hanging out with Freedom. It's goofy and silly, and it works. And so now for the rest of the month, I'm going to ask you to invite that feeling or quality in every day. Even though the holidays are crazy, even though you're really busy, even though there's a lot going on, make the time now to invite that feeling or quality in, and it will get easier and easier to do it in January and the whole year. And by the end of next year, you're going to be stunned at where you are and where your dream is and what feels possible for you now.